Ron Atchison for AutoForge.net, and I've got my good friend Yvan LaCroix in the shop today, and we have a red Jeep Gladiator. This particular car happens to be a rental vehicle, and it has seen quite the action. It is covered in bugs and dust and tree sap and everything else.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it is a rental vehicle, and this is the way we picked it up from the rental place, like this. So rental cars aren't always clean.
So if you happen to get a rental car like this and you're sitting at your hotel and you can't stand the way the thing looks, or actually with all that on the windshield, it's pretty much a hazard to drive.
Yeah.
We're going to show you how to clean it up without a hose with DIY Waterless Wash and DIY Rinseless Wash.
Yeah, a lot of people confuse waterless and rinseless.
Right.
And one easy way to look at it is a rinseless wash uses a wet wash media. So in this case, the sponge. A waterless wash uses a dry wash media. So we're using just a towel to wipe it off.
Right.
But in this case, since it has better emulsifiers in it and it's designed to really break down quickly and add lubrication, we're going to do that. We're going to use it as a pre-spray for all these bugs.
Right. Okay.
So off I go.
All right.
And you never want to use a rinseless wash on a dry surface. So you need some form of pre-spraying, and you can just take an IK sprayer with your rinseless wash that you've diluted, use that, or you can use the waterless wash as a dedicated pre-spray.
So the whole idea behind the pre-spray that Ivan's doing is you want to make sure that you get enough product on there that it starts breaking down all the dirt and grime, road film. There's enough lubrication to encapsulate the dirt that's on there. And just give it a few minutes to do its thing.
Yep. We're saving the other side for other videos, so don't worry about us not doing that side.
So now that we've got everything pre-soaking, we're going to go ahead and take opportunity at that time to mix up our rinseless wash.
Yeah.
And we've got approximately 3 gallons of water in our bucket here.
So 3 capfuls of rinseless. Very easy to measure.
Perfect.
Half an ounce to a gallon, 4 milliliters to a liter, depending on where you're from.
We'll go ahead. We've got our bug sponge in here. It's all nice and softened up from soaking.
Yep.
Along with our big gold sponge that we'll be washing with. And we also have in here the DIY clay towel.
Yeah, so the decontamination towel works great at getting those bugs off. Of course, the bug scrubber does a great job as well. And people are afraid of the bug scrubber because when it's dry, it feels like a brick.
Yep.
But it actually is very safe on the paint.
You can see once it sits in, it's plenty soft.
Yeah.
So while you get started with that, I'm going to grab some drying towels.
Very good, sir.
So as you work your way down the panels, I'll come behind and dry it up.
Very good.
For a drying towel, and I've got the Glacier 1100. I got the 16 by 16 because I find that to be best size for doing rinseless washes because you're really not getting the vehicle all that wet.
No, and it does a great job at drying. I like a smaller towel myself as well because a smaller towel, you're not carrying all that weight around.
Well, it's very easy to manage. You're not dragging it on the ground, and it just seems to be the perfect size for doing a rinseless wash.
And the pre-spray is really doing its thing. Most of these bugs are coming off quite easily just with a sponge. but there are a few more tenacious ones. So we'll use the bug scrubber. Now you can hear what sounds like scratching, and that is simply that the vehicle is very, very contaminated.
Yeah, I think this is parked underneath a pine tree for like 3 weeks.
I don't know where it's been parked or where it's been driven, but not a great representation of a rental company cleaning their vehicles.
I think when you go to return this, they're probably going to want to give you a job.
No, because I'm not going to clean all of the Jeep, just parts. Let's check the front here. How are we doing with the insects? So most of them are coming off.
So when you go back through with your sponge there,
Yeah.
let the audience at home see how well the sponge rinses out.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
How it, the DIY rinseless, how it releases the dirt.
So let's purposely pick up some dirt here.
Shouldn't be hard to do.
No. There's a little bit on the car, not much.
Yeah. You all done on this side, Ivan?
Yeah.
All right.
We're good there. So now we can see the dirt on the sponge. One dip into the rinseless, pick it back up, and now we have a clean sponge. A lot of people are afraid of using a sponge because for decades we've been told never use a sponge to wash a car. Well, your dish sponge, I agree, don't use a dish sponge to wash your car. Don't use your bathroom cleaning sponge to wash a car. But a dedicated wash sponge that was actually designed for the purpose does a great job.
Yeah, that's not your typical sponge that you're going to find at the big box store.
No. And these sponges are made in the US, which is actually a very important thing. There are some, let's say, knockoffs on the market, and foam that comes from China. They look the same. They look the part. They almost feel the part. And by the way, that was the front grille. So they feel the part. They look the part. But in reality, they're not even close.
Right.
And they won't last. These sponges, from our standpoint where we're selling you products, they're not the greatest because you don't buy them every week. You don't buy them every year for that matter. They last a long time.
Right. Yeah, the repeat sale on it is
Non-existent.
yeah. You all done over here?
Yeah, the hood's all done. I'm just gonna get the little bug scrubber here again.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a ladder or let you catch the windshield.
Okay.
I'm a little vertically challenged. Well, in just a few minutes, we have made a dramatic difference in the appearance of this vehicle.
No kidding. Now we'll be able to see where we're driving too.
Yeah. So the wonderful thing about a rinseless wash, if you happen to live in an apartment complex where you don't have access to a hose, or maybe you live in the Midwest and it's 20 degrees outside, but you've got a nice warm garage, you can still have a nice clean vehicle and not worry about not having access to a garden hose because it's frozen.
Exactly. Or a pressure washer or anything like that. So.
Yep. Yeah, I used to live in the upper Midwest there, so I know about from November to March, forget about washing your car.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you, sir. And if you want to as well, you can use something like ceramic gloss as a drying aid. Rinseless Wash doesn't require drying lubricant, but you mentioned washing in the cold. When a vehicle is cold, it's very hard to dry. So using
Right.
ceramic gloss as a drying aid is actually going to make the drying easier and imparts a little more gloss on the surface as well. Just get the little cowl here. And there we go.
All right. So as you can see, with just a couple of products and just a very short amount of time and not really a whole lot of effort, we took a vehicle that was just totally covered in bugs and dirt and tree sap and who knows what else was on here. Cleaned all of that up. Looks fantastic.
Yeah.
So Ivan, great products you've come out with.
Thank you. And if you like these types of videos, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and if you have any questions, leave them below. Both Ron and I will be answering.
Yep. So this is Ron Atchison with my good friend Yvan LaCroix. If you want to learn any more information on DIY products, please visit autoforge.net. Thanks for watching.